Good morning, how's everybody doing today? Paul Hanney here, coming to you from sunny Sydney, Australia, first thing in the morning down here by the water. And now if you're new to Mind Gaia, you'll know that, well, you won't know too much about us, so perhaps I should just give a quick recap on what we're trying to do here online. We're trying to create a community of like-minded people where we can help you achieve your health, wealth and happiness goals faster than you could otherwise. We want you to see all the success you possibly can in your life, and we know success means different things to different people, but ultimately success, the principles to achieving it, are all the same. So these videos that are coming out a couple of times a week, hopefully each video you can take a little gem from and apply that to your life to see a little bit more success. So I'm going to start today by asking you a question. Can you honestly say you're happy with the career path you've chosen? The reality is, most people will answer that question with either no, I'm doing what I'm doing because I have to, or nah, it's okay, I guess. It pays the bills, I don't dislike it, but I guess it could be better. So my question is, why? Why do something that you don't enjoy, that you're not passionate about, that you don't love, when you spend so many of your waking hours at work? Now the reality is, most people don't make a change because they have an excuse. And one of the biggest excuses is always around age. It is, the first one is, I'm too young to do that. Rubbish. Why are you too young? Just because society says you have to be a certain age to have a certain position in a certain company or to do a certain job. Why do what society says? Why wait? The reality is you can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it. You just have to go out there and upskill yourself ahead of time. There's a fork in the road. You can be a sheep and follow everyone else and wait another 10 years before you get the job you want, or you can go out, find out how to get the skills you need and get the job ahead of time. There's no rule to say you can't. It's just what society suggests, so why follow that? Now, the thing is, as you procrastinate about going and getting the job that you want, you're wasting time. And you know what? Time is so valuable, because once time is gone, you can never, ever get it back. That's the hard part. Look, we've got a little friend come down to say hello. Hello. So you see, once time is gone, you'll never, ever get it back. This is why it's so important. The next thing is people say they're too old. Rubbish again. Age is just a number. There's people in their 70s going back to university to do a degree. There's people in their 70s and older that are running marathons. It's just a number, it's a mindset thing. You can honestly do whatever you want if you put your mind to it and believe you can do it. As soon as you have the attitude of I can't, I won't, or I'm not capable, or I'm not worthy, the reality is that becomes true. So don't limit yourself by saying I'm too old. And then probably one of the most frustrating ones for me is I'm too old to change. What could I possibly do now? In fact, I was talking to a friend the other day. We were sitting down and we were having this exact conversation about, are you really enjoying what you do? And I made a change at 30, complete change in career path, and now I love what I do. And at 30, some people would even question whether that's too late because they've done their degree and they can't make the change. But my friend, he's just in his early 40s. And I said to him, well, hang on, let's think about this for a minute. If we think, when does your typical working years start? Well, really, you start at around 20 years old. And I said, and when do you typically stop working and sort of wind things up and look for retirement? We agreed, about 70 years old. So that leaves a 50-year window to be working in. Now, if my friend's in his early 40s, let's just use round figures here, say he's 40, he's purely 40% of the way through his working career. Too old to make a change? Yeah, right. Are you serious? You could go and do a degree in the next 5 years, be 45 years old, and still have 50% of your working career ahead of you. You're never too old to make a change, but the problem is people procrastinate, and before they know it, it's 5 years later, they could have done the study they needed to get the position they wanted, or to move into the area they wanted, and the 5 years has passed, and that's that whole thing of procrastination and time. Once it's gone, you never get it back. You are never too old to make a change. The thing is, what you do need to be aware of is knowledge and upskilling yourself. So how do you go about doing that? Well, as I've said in the past, and if you haven't seen some of the videos, perhaps go back and watch them, but I live my life by the principle of Kaizen, which is in Japanese, it's a Japanese principle, and it stands for good change. And if you don't make change, you're going to keep on getting what you've always got. So if you're not enjoying your job, you're going to keep on getting that if you don't make a change. The thing is, when it comes to making change, the reason I follow the Kaizen principle is it's small and continuous improvements. See, one of the biggest reasons people fail is they try to do too much at once. And then, so if you decide, you know what, I'm not enjoying my career, I'm not enjoying my job, I'm going to make the change. If you're one of those people that actually decides to do something about it instead of just having excuses, you may decide to go back to university and to get a degree. Now, if you do that, fantastic. But the reality is, if you haven't been doing any study or any work or improving your knowledge, chances are you're going to fail. You know why? Because it's going to be such a big task to take on. So what you want to start by doing is maybe just start by reading and learning for 5 minutes a day for the week. And the following week, do it for 10 minutes a day. The following week, 15, then 20, 25. Look, our lovely dog's out this morning. 30 minutes, and slowly increase. Once you hit 30 minutes a day of reading and learning and upskilling yourself, then it's time to include what I like to call a school night, which is one night a week when you get home from work. Once you've fed the kids and put them to bed and done all your chores and whatever else, do work for the night, do study for the night, 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So keep your 30 minutes a day, but do that few hours one night a week. Once you get used to that and you feel comfortable with what you're learning, then you can dive in to getting a degree. Now, obviously, some careers you do need a degree. I personally don't necessarily think they're hugely important. Again, obviously, if you're going to be a lawyer, a dentist, a doctor, a vet, of course you need it. But I think the best way to learn is the school of hard knocks. So if you're struggling, well, how do I get into a new career? Well, two of the biggest challenges are time and money. So let's think about money. If you're going to change your career, the reality is you are going to have to most likely take one step backwards to go 2 steps forward. You're going to have to take a pay cut. Now, if this is going to be too much for you, if it's going to be too hard to take a pay cut, then that's fine. This is a hurdle. And as most people, as soon as a hurdle comes up, they give up. They won't push through it. You've got to find a way to get around it, get over it, get through it, whatever it may be. And the reality is, there's going to be a number of hurdles along the way. Don't be the person that gets stuck at the first one and just gives up. Push through. So if you think, well, I'm going to have to take a pay cut, what can I do? Well, get a second job. That's one way to do it. Or keep doing your job and work and study in the evenings until you're qualified to move on to the next one. Another one is if you want to learn and it's not something that you need to go to, university to get a degree, but you don't know where to start. A great way, and this one's really challenging, but it could be extremely worthwhile, is find people in your local area that do what you want to do and they do it really well, and get a meeting with them. Sit them down and explain your situation, that you're looking to change your career path, you want to learn from the best, and this is why you've contacted them. And say to them, look, I've got so many hours a week for free. I want to work for you for free. Yes, that's what I said, work for free. Now, most successful people, for starters, will commend you for having the courage to go and speak to them about this and making that change, because the reality is most people don't do it. Second, the fact that you're offering your time for free, it's a bonus for them, and chances are they're going to really value you as a person and probably give you a job at the end of it all. And the benefit for you is you get to learn from the best on the school of hard knocks, out in the field, in the real world. So the point that I'm getting at here is, it's never too old. You're never too old to make a change. But as long as you procrastinate and keep complaining that you're not happy with the life you've got, you're not happy with the career you've got, time goes by, before you know it, you retire and you've wasted your entire life doing things you don't enjoy. And I know it's the old cliche, do what you love and it doesn't feel like work. Well, I believe that's true, and you can. Now, another thing here is a lot of people really struggle to work out what they actually want to do with their lives. So, how do we do that? Well, listen, as you can probably tell, I could go on and on in these videos, and I love doing them, but I'm conscious we all live busy lives. So I want to keep this video as short as possible. So if you're struggling to work out what you want to do, perhaps give me some comments below. If enough of you say you are, I'll do a video in a few days on how to work out what you actually want to do, what you're passionate about, so that you can start to do the job you really want, that you enjoy, that pays the bills, and you can live the life you want. As I said, Paul Haney here from Mind Gaia. We're here to help you reach your health, wealth and happiness goals quicker than you could otherwise. I want you to see all the success you can possibly see in your life and enjoy the journey, not just focus on the destination, enjoy the journey. So let me know if you want to hear about how to have or how to find what you want to do in your life with your work and your career. Let me know, I'll do a video on that. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Remember, you're never too old to make a change. Don't make excuses. I'm too young to do that job. I'm too old to do this thing. You're never too old to make a change. Remember, as I said in the example, somebody that's 40 years old is purely 40% of the way through their working life. Don't sit there and waste the rest of your life. Make the change. Anyway, coming to you from sunny Sydney down here in Australia. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below, share it with your friends. Let's spread the word and help as many people as possible. Paul Haney here from Mind Gaia. I'll see you on the next video. Take care everyone and have a lovely day.